Okay.
So should I start? Okay.
Okay. Let me start.
Okay, officially, welcome everyone who have joined so far with us. Welcome our mentors and welcome the participants and founders. And today we are going to have a VIP launch mixer where it's an informal talk and chit chat. And all the founders who have joined or prospect founders, they can ask very freely and very openly ask questions from the mentor. This is an opportunity to get hold of them at one point in time. Otherwise, all these mentors collecting them at one point is very difficult. So you have this opportunity, ask any questions that you want. And especially before, if you have already joined the program, you can ask like in future, what are how the program goes and everything, or if you have not yet joined and you want to know like what how the program goes, you can ask questions. Plus you can also ask questions regarding your own ideas and your businesses and startups if you have any problem. So take maximum advantage of this mentoring session. And plus we will also all the before we start this Q&A, I would like all the mentors who have are already here to please give a brief about themselves, like what they do and how they can help the startups. And especially if they, okay, let's just keep this so far. And additionally, yeah, maybe they can add, since they were here with our last cohort as well. So how was the experience and how did you find the cohort? And any tips and tricks that you would like to give to the new people who are joining. So let's, since Nauman was here first, so let's start with Nauman. And by the way, Aaqib is also here. Aaqib, welcome Aaqib. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. How are
How are
you?
you? Alhamdulillah. So Aaqib is also one of our mentors. So we have 3 mentors so far. So Ji Nauman Sab, let's start with you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And so, a small introduction. My name is Nauman Lakhani, and I am the country head for Dun & Bradstreet, a US data and analytics firm in Pakistan. We set up shop about 2 years ago, and it's been an interesting time to work in Pakistan, where the need of data and transparency has become even higher. And so we're trying to facilitate businesses, banks, insurance companies, even so our client base is from extreme startups like today and all the way up to the government and everybody in between. So we facilitate people to have better transparency of the business, to be able to document themselves better, to do a compliance check on the people that they're working with or intend to work with. So it's been an interesting journey for us in Pakistan. That's one. In addition to my role at Dun & Bradstreet, I also have an IT firm, which is called Delta Logic. And that is where I do my passion projects in terms of my, so I have an IT background. That's a place where all the ideas that come into my head gets developed. So it's not for client orientation. We don't take funding for anyone. It's bootstrapping everything all the way for years and years. And it's to develop what we feel is a market need and not to generate revenue for it, but rather facilitate the market need. So we've done one for the media industry. We made one for schools and colleges in terms of the administrative and curriculum management. We're trying to do some others as well, very interesting things in the horizon to do economic development, water supply, and others as well. So that's a short introduction for myself. The first cohort, the first one that happened last year for Founders Institute, I think it was a very interesting mix of founders who came in, with very good ideas. But a few takeaways from it is the fact that whatever business idea you have, I think the first few weeks is the time that you need to thrash out and be sure that आप जितने confident हैं अपने idea के ऊपर, is it really that are you the only one who's confident, but maybe brainstorm, and maybe this is the forum where you can brainstorm and see in the next few weeks if that idea will really turn into business or not, and is it sustainable at the end of the year or not. We have a huge panel of directors and mentors on the Founders Institute who are there to guide you and support you and hold your hand throughout the way. I think the first cohort was absolutely amazing. We had some great business ideas, and some of them actually have turned into businesses, registered SACP businesses, and we wish them the best of luck from the Founders Institute side. And so, yeah, that's all from my end, and I think I can pass on the mic to the next one.
Thank you, Nauman. It is pleasure having you with us today, and I'm sure the founders would definitely benefit from your presence today. Next, we have Syed Naseh with us. Naseh, we would like you to introduce yourself and give us your feedback on the previous report as well.
Eram, is it possible that Aaqib goes in first?
Okay, yeah, sure. Aaqib, can we have you before Naseh?
Sure.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. My name is Aaqib Sayed. I work at an AI-based recruitment marketplace called Meet Frank as the country manager for Pakistan. And I also run my side gig is called Work Squad. I provide distributed remote marketing team for CRO, e-commerce, and very typical professional projects. I've been teaching for almost all my life, I guess, and I think in the last 10 years been in colleges, and now in the last 2 years I've been mentoring with NIC Karachi and NIC Islamabad and FI as well, and I feel that in general it's one of the best platforms to be on in terms of getting to your scale or starting your pre-seed idea or anything. I feel that as a feedback for the first cohort, I think it was great. I think the program, the way it's structured, the way it takes everyone through the process is really unique, as compared to what we have around us. Having said that, I think it's a great team of directors. It's a great team of mentors. We had so much fun last year when we weren't doing it this virtual. I really mixed that, kind of missed that time when we were meeting at IBA, and it was great. So I think that kind of, is still gonna be a little missing element, but I think, we all as mentors and all the directors will try to kind of make it as sometimes called difficult and tough program to kind of make your business idea work eventually. But I'm really looking forward to it. I'm an exciting, I look an exciting journey forward for everyone. Thank you so much for having me again. Thank you, Eram and Omar, and Basit as well.
Thank you, Aaqib. And again, yes, for sure, Aaqib was one of our mentors last cohort as well, and a very active one. And the founders in our last cohort did benefit from his mentoring and his ideas and his suggestions a lot. So,
thank you so much.
Next, Naseh,
now I can go. Yeah, sorry, I was actually driving. I'm just
no, it's okay.
तो मेरा नाम सैयद नासे and the CEO for the Interactive and also board member for Pakistan Student Business Council.
नासे आपकी आवाज नहीं आ रही है यार. नासे थोड़ा प्लीज जरा जोर से बोलिए.
Can you hear me properly now?
Yes, yeah, it's better.
Is now better?
Much better.
So my name is Naseh, like I said, and I'm the board member for Pakistan Student Business Council, and I'm also the CEO for The Interactive. And at The Interactive, we have our own products, which thankfully and proudly I can say is being used by one of the large corporations, like many large corporations around the world, including IKEA, Volvo in Sweden, and Pakistan mein Engro, Abid Bank, Daud Group, Reckitt and Benckiser. So there are many good clientele that we have. What we do, we actively work with small and young startups, and at some point we make them our own. We bring them to the Dia family, and then we actively continue accelerating the growth. Personally, I can help I can help you all with product development. That is something I love. Innovation, that is something I love. And market growth, because I've been working in many different markets all the time. So I can help you internationalize your product. So that is me. FI. I love FI from a long time because I have many friends which have gone through FI, which I've seen their growth in Stockholm. So it's one of the best platforms, I must say, and I'm really happy and glad that we're doing it in Pakistan as well. Or the last cohort, when they came in, when they made the initial pitches, and then when they were going out, they were making their exit pitches. So it was really awesome. It was a wow factor कि जो maturity इनके अंदर थी और जो pitches थी. So yeah, that is what I can help you with.
Great. Thank you, Naseh. And yes, as Naseh very well said, he can help you with the product development and one more thing he said. I forgot, sorry. So he was also one of
internationalization and market growth.
Yeah, thanks. So Naseh was also one of our very active member in the last cohort. And there are other mentors who would be joining shortly. Before the other mentors join and we start the Q&A, can we have the founders or the other participants just give a brief about themselves as well? A brief intro, what they are doing. And yeah, Salar has raised his hand. We can start with
everyone. I'll give a brief intro about myself. I'm a graduate from Queensbury in London. I've interned around 9 months in Pakistan, at first at Abu Dhabi and then at AKD. The startup idea I've come up with is about e-commerce for handicrafts. It's a niche market. It's basically about empowering artisans and artists, because right now in Pakistan, we've got a rich culture, a rich heritage, and we don't have a single platform to propel our creativity and our craft to the international market. There's Etsy globally, which is a significant market leader in this industry for online handicrafts. So what I've come up with is basically connecting and empowering not only artisans, but also arts. Before at first I was only focused about empowering artisans, but as I've researched across previous 1 month, I've pivoted the idea a little bit. It's about multi-vendor startup basically. So arts and artists can come on the platform, they can make their own shop, they can showcase their products, and that's for the seller side. And for the customers, they can come on a single platform, and if for example they want a piece of pottery, they probably wouldn't know something that would complement it. For example, pottery regarding to the wall crafts or home decor. There's a plethora of items that we can work on this. But yeah, basically it's about that, a multi-vendor e-commerce for handicrafts, in simple words.
Great. So anyone else who would like to give a brief intro about themselves? A quick brief intro?
Yeah, I'll go ahead. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Masood Tyabji. I work with Umar at Park Tech Hub. As Umar mentioned, I'm a banker by profession, about almost 30 years of banking experience. And this ecosystem is a new space for me, to be honest. I'm used to working on financings where you had maybe more than 1,000 documents. And this space, you raise about $1 million in a one-pager. So it's a very steep learning for me. But I think one thing remains the same, that basic business fundamentals need to be followed upon by founders in this space as well as in the real world. So when I speak with founders and when I speak with new startups, I get the feeling that they appreciate old school and how the real world works. But it's still challenging because it still takes a lot of creativity to come up with a one-pager and achieve the same thing, which we used to, let's say, in about 20, 25 pages. So it's a huge learning experience for me, and I would love to do a lot more and meet more of you people and see what we can do stuff together. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Masood Saab. And anyone else? We have Ikram Khan. Mr. Ikram, would you like to introduce yourself Very quickly, short.
Ji, Janab, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum all. Thank you. I actually am right now in office trying to multitask. तो मैं चाह रहा था कि मेरा इंट्रोडक्शन ना हो तो बेहतर है, लेकिन बहरहाल तो I definitely love and then definitely I would love to बहरहाल इस प्रोग्राम का हिस्सा तो हूँ. So अच्छा जी, so my name is Ikram Khan. Academically, I did my bachelor's in computer engineering from NID, master's computer science from LUMS. At approximately 22 years of experience. I started my career as a software engineer. 6-7 साल software industry के साथ काम करता रहा. Microsoft इस ज़माने में होती थी. उसके बाद I started company Business Beam somewhere in 2004. Business Beam is a consulting and training firm. 16 साल से operate कर रही है. Alhamdulillah, it's now one of the good names in industry here. दो एरियाज में हम लोग काम करते थे. ट्रेडिशनली कंसल्टिंग कर रहे हैं, वेंडर न्यूट्रल कंसल्टिंग कर रहे हैं और ट्रेनिंग कर रहे हैं. तो ट्रेनिंग के लिए हम लोगों ने फिर गुज़िश्ता 2-3 साल पहले वी डिसाइडेड कि हम लेट्स नॉट फोकस ऑन पाकिस्तान मार्केट, लेट्स फोकस ऑन ग्लोबली, क्योंकि जो ट्रेनिंग कोर्सेज हम कराते हैं उसकी इंटरनेशनल एक्रेडिटेशंस वगैरह होती हैं और वो हम जो पे करते हैं दैट इज़ एक्चुअली एट ग्लोबल लेवल. So we started last year, somewhere in middle of the last year, a new firm that is known as Learning Cert, and we tried to develop a platform, e-learning platform, जिसमें हमारी सारी training courses one by one वहाँ पे चले जाए. So it's a very good time frame right now because I'm joining this session as well as Learning Cert is about to be launched formally next week. तो इसलिए हम लोग सारे टीम ऑफिस में बैठी हुई है, मोस्ट प्रॉब्ली कल भी बैठेगी और लास्ट मिनट के ऊपर जो एक सॉफ्टवेयर हाउस में होता है बिफोर लॉन्चिंग 24 घंटे बैठे रहते हैं हम लोग तो वो यही हो रहा है और चीज़ों को फॉर्मलाइज कर रहे हैं. प्रोडक्ट वगैरह खैर अभी भी लाइव है लेकिन जो कोर्सेज हैं वो इस वक्त ऑनलाइन हो रहे हैं. So this is a brief introduction. It's actually I was not trying कि ये जो मैं जो काम कर रहा हूँ उसके अंदर वेंचर या फंडिंग हो, ये करना ही था. In any case मैंने करना था. This is something I've been doing along with my team from last 16 years, training and consulting. So training को evolve होके in any case e-learning platform पे जाना ही जाना था. But actually it's a good idea कि अगर with the help of investors and अगर इसको हम सही मायनों में pitch करें तो it's a very good industry जिसमें हमारे competitors के figures काफी surprisingly high हैं, तो एक अच्छा revenue model भी हो सकता है.
चलिए माशाल्लाह. So inshallah good luck to you and we hope कि आपको you have already joined if I'm not wrong.
Yes, I have.
So inshallah we will try our level best that your expectations are achieved and inshallah this is a good journey for you. And next we have Malli. Can you please introduce yourself a bit if you are still around?
Yes, good morning team. So it's really a great experience to meet a lot of mentors and founders. So my name is Malik Wajna, that's a big name. So I'm just cut short and say Malik. You can just call me Malik, which is very easy to call. So I have almost 17 years of experience in the software industry, and I have been a developer to the project management and then a trainer or a coach. So this is how I have scaled my journey in various experiences and various roles. Currently, I am an Agile coach or Agile transformation coach. So that is what I am doing right now as a job. So other than that, I have built first startup in 2014, which is a marketplace model where we used to bring the sellers and onboard to the buyers. So a very, very simple marketplace model is what we tried. But after a few years of running the business for 3 years, we could not scale up that, or maybe we could not do it beyond that because our competitors are having a deep pockets of money in them. So we could not compete with them. So later we just dropped that idea in 2018, I believe. So in 2018 we dropped out. So later, after 2-3 years, I was trying to look into the next opportunities, and recently I'm looking to work out with the artificial intelligence platform where we do the data analytics on various conversations that happens between the business and then a customer. So let's take, we have a business and the customer comes onto the chat window, or maybe a support ticket, or many modes how the customer is going to communicate with the business. So there is something we need to do analytics on the data to see that how much customers are happy. So it's going to be a live analytics rather than a survey kind of a thing. We do have a survey also, but preferably we would like to do a live analytics so that we would like to fix the problems as early as possible. So if I look at a traditional survey of a NPS or some other survey analytics, it is like going to happen a post after 6 months or 1 year. So the customer may be frustrated, or he may not be seeing interest if I fix the issue after 6 months. So preferably in the conversation analytics platform what we are building, it will be a quick solution where the customer issues can be resolved as early as possible rather than waiting for a survey or anything. And the same model can be replicated in the organizations, like organization is there and now employee wants to communicate something to the HR or some conversation. So everywhere we can take up this data analytics in place wherever the conversation happens, and try to look out potential opportunities, or maybe look at how the employee is feeling or how the customer is feeling. The way he writes the communication itself, we can be able to judge using the artificial intelligence platform. So that's what I am right now working with my development team to build that platform. So we are very soon, we will do a MVP very soon with the team, and we need all of your support, and I am here to help and share the knowledge, and let's grow together. So I am happy to help and also take the help. Okay.
And
Yeah.
Malli, where have you joined us today from?
Can you repeat?
Where have you joined our session today from?
Right now I am in Chennai actually.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy right now because this cohort actually is becoming an international cohort, because now we have participants from India and we have participants from UAE as well. So our little Karachi chapter is, mashallah, becoming an international cohort. It's a pleasure to see you, and welcome to the cohort, Malli.
Thank you.
Yeah, and as he very rightly said that it is a platform where there is mutual exchange of learning. So every startup is also helping other founders to grow, and they are also learning as well. So definitely this is going to be a very interesting, and plus having participants from different countries. So definitely we are expecting to have something amazing come out of this cohort, inshallah. So Malli, have you already registered or not yet?
Yes, I have already done the payment last
Okay. And
week.
what about Salar? Have you registered, Salar?
Yes, I've already done that 2 weeks ago.
Okay, great. So we have the participants here are those who have already registered. So now I think I will open the floor for Q&A. So if you have any question, the founders or the mentors, they can ask questions and from the mentors, and we'll have 20 to 25 minutes for this Q&A session. So who would like to ask first? Any founder who would like to ask a question? No?
Yes, I will. Can I go?
Yeah, sure.
I am excited to ask a lot of questions. I don't know it's the right time to ask or not, because in my previous journey, I was not having anyone to talk. As a solo entrepreneur in 2014, I don't know whom to talk. So today I'm happy to talk to a lot of people and share my idea and validate that am I doing right or not. Also, I don't know, because many people, they'll just hear and go, but someone will help, I really don't know. So that is what I am very excited to get into this platform of Founder Institute, and looking forward for a lot.
Yeah, our mentors are definitely very cooperative and very helpful. So not only during the sessions you will be learning from them, but we have office hours also where after this weekly meetups, you can, during the whole week, you can set up office hours with the mentors and have one-to-one counseling as well.
I'm going to connect all the mentors via LinkedIn as early as possible so that we'll be in touch.
Yes, and you can also have an option of getting office hours with the directors as well. So Umar is already here. He's one of the directors, and myself, Eram Abbasi, and then we have another one, Syed Basit Ali. He's not here today, but maybe in the next session you will definitely see him.
Thank you.
So you are starting with the first question, or should I start with the icebreaker?
Go ahead with icebreaker.
Okay, so my question would be from all three of you. Why do you think that now, since COVID is already there, and there are many businesses who we are hearing are shutting down and some startups are facing problems as well. So do you think that this is the right time to start your own startup? What made you join this cohort and start your startup at this point in time? Ji, Salar raises his hand. Salar, Ji.
In my opinion, I think this is the perfect time to start a startup with the characteristics of digitally enabling the market. So in my case, the artisans or the art, they will have a single platform to showcase their products digitally, which will propel them not only to the domestic market, but also the international market. So right now, the problem in the country is a lot of good artists and artisans make really good products, but the middleman, जो बीच में बंदा है, the middleman, that that is the main problem. They buy the products from the people, then they sell it to the shops, and then the shops sell it to the customers. So there's a variety of components which come in between, which I think digitally enabling the sellers and the buyers would eliminate the middleman, basically. So in my opinion, it's a win-win situation.
Good, very good. I think you have the right approach and the right thinking going on. So what about Malli and Ikram Sab? What do you think? Why do you think is the right time?
Yes, thanks for the opportunity. So, actually any opportunity during the fall time, actually it is an opportunity because many people may not really find out as early as possible to grab this opportunity. So when I started looking into this, I started this journey of a second journey of my startup in May 2020. So when I just started my journey, I thought I am going to do this time a digital transformation, nothing to do with a physical business or something like that. So and then adding to that, I decided that this is going to be only a digital business. So and then later I also thought that the next future of the market is going to be artificial intelligence. So adding artificial intelligence and digital transformation, this is the right time to start because a lot more businesses are going to come into digital in next 5 years. So with this COVID-19 coming into the market, the traditional businesses are being disrupted. So it is always a opportunity for digital transformation, and then artificial intelligence adding to that is going to be a huge opportunity for next 5 years.
Great, very true. Would any of the mentors like to add something? That is this really the right time to start a startup?
I can say one thing, especially Aaqib ke liye.
Yeah, sure.
Meet Frank जो is going to grow quite a lot because of recruitment सारी digital होगी. So what do you think, Aaqib?
So I think it's a very positive outlook that I just felt from the from the people who are here, and I think I would agree, strongly with what Mr. Naseh said, that we for a little story about Meet Frank. So Meet Frank is an Estonian AI based technology job marketplace, And they came, I was lucky enough to kind of drag them to Pakistan in June, which wasn't a great time in terms of, during the COVID effects. But I think during that adversity is what we felt that the job market drastically, changed. So from a market which was driven mostly by sales and BD and marketing roles, kind of tilted highly towards technical skills, suddenly because people were to go online and to make, creative products digitally, which can perform well. And during that process, a lot of, I think, technical skills kind of boomed up and jobs in that specific area kind of boomed up, which gave us a very, very good opportunity to kind of like, look at the market slightly differently. And hello, yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. So sorry. So I think yes, it's a great time to kind of get into something that you really feel can make a difference. I think there are problems to solve, and I think there could have not been a perfect time. So, for example, what I do as a side gig is also something out of COVID, is because people weren't able to interact. So I ended up making a fully remote agency. So we didn't have an office, we don't have anything, but we were lucky to kind of meet Frank and a couple of other big names to come to Pakistan in terms of local BD. So I see a lot of opportunity for anyone who's trying to do something at this time. I think the time could not have been better than this.
True. So we have Mr. Touseef Ikram, who has also joined us, and he's also one of our mentors, and he was here with us in the last cohort as well. So welcome, Touseef Saab. As we have already gone through the introduction of all the mentors, so we would like you also to add a few words about telling the participants about yourself, and how was your experience with the last cohort? Touseef Saab, your mic is muted. Yeah, that's better. Thanks.
Oh, I think he remuted. Hold on.
Touseef Saab, your mic has again muted.
ये तौसीफ के खिलाफ साजिश चल रही है इस वक्त।
सर ये जंग ग्रुप के खिलाफ साजिश चल रही है।
नहीं फिक्र ना करें, उसके खिलाफ कोई नहीं करता।
मुझे लगता है हुकूमती अरकान आ गए हैं एफआई में।
Sorry, Touseef, one more time.
Anyways, thank you, Eram, and thank you, Umar. Aaqib, I just was able to hear the last part of your session. Appropriately said on, many fronts. And welcome all of the new candidates. My experience with the last cohort has been phenomenal. I really enjoyed the sessions I had with them. Currently, I'm working with the Jung Media Group. It's in the digital services capacity. I'm Associate Director for the product management and taking care of the digital products, digital portfolio, and the diversification in the non-news areas and stuff. So, I have been in the startup system from over 20 years now. I have founded a few companies, had a few exits and many failures as well. And currently, even in the Jung group, I have been involved in a lot of initiatives, which you can say they culminated into a department of their own or in a small organization on their own as well. I was also the first winner of Google News Initiative project from Pakistan. This was a $300 million fund, and they wanted to have applications from Pakistan and the Asia Pacific. 23 companies were selected. Jung Group, my application was the only one from Pakistan, and we are working on a very interesting product with the Jung archive in that front. So probably that's about it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Touseef Saab. And since you joined just now, so to let you know that we have a guest from our neighboring country as well who has joined here, and he is also one of the registered founder with this cohort. Malli is here. He is from Chennai. So, and we have other members also from other countries, like some from UAE as well. So this cohort is going to be an international cohort. Being online, that is the benefit. Ji, Umar, you would like to say something?
No, I was actually doing the hand gesture of international, you know, like global. We are truly part of the Global Founder Institute, mashallah.
Yeah, mashallah, mashallah. So now any founder who would like to ask any question from the mentors? Or should I be just doing the ice breaking?
Eram, sorry, did I miss what these new candidates, I mean, what products they're working on? Have they told? Okay.
We can share you the recording and then you can, get the...
Okay,
that's all right. I'll tag you, Touseef. I'll tag you for sure in the recording. So
sure. Thank you.
There's some very interesting ideas. And honestly, I'm really excited about the different ideas that seem to be coming forth in this cohort. And today we've only literally touched the tip of the iceberg with these 3 ideas. Some of the other people who are joining the cohort are bringing completely, different array of ideas to the table. So this is going to be a very, very interesting cohort.
Yeah, and amazingly, most of the participants that have joined this cohort, they are have already experienced and done something in their domain. So when I say domain, that means on their startups. So they are already working. So now they need help in accelerating their ideas. So I think it would be more interesting this time.
Yeah.
Any questions from the founders?
No, I think just do the icebreaker now.
Again, okay. So my next question then in that case would be that, okay, let's ask a question from the mentors. We have already discussed that why COVID and this time is the right time to do the business. Another thing that we are seeing is there any shift in businesses coming up? Like previously, traditionally, lots of business, like you see the restaurant business, the tourism, and these were very much flourishing businesses, hotel businesses. So it is expected that in future, these businesses will no more be there, or even in education, the physical education systems won't be there because online is going more successful. So do you see any shift, and it is expected that e-commerce platforms will be more flourishing? So do you see any shift in businesses these days? Any specific thing that you would like to mention? This is a question from the mentors.
So if I may add there, so I don't think so, is my opinion.
Okay.
Especially a country like Pakistan or our neighboring countries where actually India is not the right example. India तो हमारे से काफी आगे है digital adoption के अंदर. But अगर हम से पाकिस्तान की बात करें, I don't see that digital will, if you want to make a mass change, if you want to have and create businesses as compared to the likes that you mentioned in terms of tourism or hoteling or hospitality or the food and the restauranting business, I don't think so. Yes, digital is the future. We don't disagree. It will always, for the next foreseeable future for a country like Pakistan, with low digital adoption, with low technological infrastructure, with low economic standings, I think the physical aspect is still going to be there, very much so. But if I go back to your original icebreaker or the original question, is COVID the right time or not to start up a business? And if I join my answer to the current question, I think any time is a good time to start business, because if there's an idea in your mind, if you feel that it's something that's workable, because that means that you've thought about it, you felt the need of it, and there will be many more people like you within the society who might have that need, be it the artificial intelligence that Mali spoke about from Chennai, or it is Salar who spoke about the arts and crafts. Those are huge spaces to cover. Not one person can cover everything, and the physical space is absolutely going to be there. Yes, digital will support. COVID has changed the lines of businesses, but if we think about e-learning, for example, that Mr. Ikram mentioned, those are going to be support businesses, and it's great to start off. And yes, this is a wave to start off that digital journey. But I think we should always have a plan and to ensure that we have that physical space availability as well, because that is not going to go away. It is part of our culture. It is part of being human. The physical interaction, this being in person, that cannot be replaced by electronic classrooms. Schools will not go away. I don't see them going away for the next 2 centuries, let alone a decade. Uh, Restauranting business, hospitality. I think hospitality is a great business to be in. Open a COVID-free hotel of sanitized free areas. I don't know. There's so much to do. Open mobile restaurants, physical restaurants. It can't be compared to anything that is delivered to your house. Having a restaurant experience at your own premises, that's maybe another business line that one could think of. And I have 5 different ideas from that perspective that could be brought into the country with very low physical infrastructure requirements. Um, so my thought process here would be probably something that people will not agree to who are in the digital space, and myself also. Uh, I have core education and technology. I'm not denying the need of it or the presence of it or the importance of it. I'm just saying for a country like Pakistan, we are far from it. We don't have the means, the ability, the education, the outreach, the infrastructure. uh, हम बहुत दूर हैं इससे. And so yeah, that's my controversial point of view to be.
I
Yeah.
would just like to add, I would like to add a small thing to the last point of view. Today, the reality is what he's saying is, but the good thing is because education is now forced, there's a forced digital transformation going on in the education sphere, which means कि जो हमारे, we have a very strict hierarchy in Pakistan. Let's not deny that. So जो हमारी lower income और middle income groups हैं, उनके ऊपर भी digital transformation impose कर दी गई, especially the kids. So 3 to 5 years from now, things would be really different, and I think our tech growth जो है वो, this COVID is acting as a fertilizer. हम eventually वहाँ पहुँच ही जाते हैं उस जगह पे, but because of COVID, we just get there a little faster. But that said, yes, you cannot take the human element out of everything. So there's still like having brick and mortar, having a physical interaction is something that can never be replaced. But जो ease हो जाएगा, ease of business बहुत अच्छा हो जाएगा. I think one thing that we'll all see again and again now in inshallah this and upcoming FI cohorts, most of the businesses would be powered by tech. And that's going to be a reality for a long time.
I would like to extend Nasir's point of view. For instance, there are certain industries, they were already declined due to the digital growth. So COVID just expedited the whole process. For instance, our print newspaper industry that has been devastated by the COVID, which was already on the decline. So, and there are many other industries as well. For instance, you can see the shared economies model, which is currently evolving in Pakistan. Most probably in next 5-10 years, there won't be much trend even globally that people won't buy cars or stuff like that, because it would be convenient for them or easy for them to actually commute through a shared economy model based like Uber or Cream or Bikea or whatever is convenient to them. So the same can be applied to the housing as well. I mean, you build a house, and I mean you spend quite a fortune on it, and then there are always a better option available even in the housing. And once you have committed a certain amount or investment in a certain house, I mean it is almost next to impossible to to reinvest, or I mean change those amenities, those facilities within your house. So it could be like people may not be investing in building their own houses, and there could be companies who probably would be giving maybe rented facilities which they keep updated all the time, and one can just go and just I mean start living in whatever house they fancy about. So there are shifts being going on, and I think it's interesting time ahead. There's a lot of disruption on the way, and a lot of industries will be shaked up from, I mean, bottom up. Thank you.
So just
Sorry, please.
Sorry, just adding to Touseef's point, if you look at Generation Z, the young people that are now जिसको बोलते हैं ना होश संभाल रहे हैं, and if you look at their thought process, home ownership is not a priority for them. Car ownership is not a priority for them. Ownership of gold, jewelry, other tangible assets is not a priority. They are completely, they give me so much hope, because they are probably the least materialistic / capitalistic generation of the 4 generations that are operating today. And if you listen to their views on sustainability, on a green planet, on environmental concepts, on the concept of making money and giving back, their concepts are incredibly different from not only our generation, but the generation above us as well. It gives me a lot of hope for the future. So the idea of shared economy will, I think, become prevalent on pretty much everything.
Yes. True.
Umar, sorry. I mean, you spoke about the Generation Z, but there's another generation which probably some call them Alpha generation, which comes after Gen Z, that's beyond 2010. I have a very interesting session on that in another like there's this knowledge cafe there where I had a session on them. The alpha generation, or what I call them, a dopamine generation, a D generation. They have they are so much into. I mean, it would be very very different to get them to work for you or get the work done from them until you gamify the whole process. They are the people who are they are more like a touch generation, and they want everything very quick. They want everything right now. They don't have the patience to even spend an year and a half on building their own house. They would rather go and shift into one house this month and maybe another house in the next month. They probably would like to do that. So the trend beyond Gen Z is no different. Is even whatever Gen Z is at the moment is like 10x to the Gen Z in all of these fronts.
Agreed.
So if I may, so being on this topic of Gen Z and everything, I don't think these are sustainable thought processes, to be honest. ये trend जरूर होगा, लेकिन अगर आप world order, history और fundamentals को अगर आप देखें जिस तरीके से economies चलती हैं, I strongly doubt there is no logical reasoning, rationale, or any fact that would support how the Generation Z is taking the world order in the future. I feel there's a lot of disruption on the way. That is correct. That is the buzzword. But do you think that's sustainable? Absolutely not. Home ownership needs to be there. You need to have a sustainable ground. You need to have seriousness of doing work. If everybody starts their own businesses, तो आपके साथ कौन काम करेगा? आपको कौन support करेगा? और आपके startup में आपको कौन जाके आपकी bookkeeping करेगा? और कौन आपकी IT संभालेगा? और कौन आपकी application development करेगा आपके दफ्तर के अंदर? I really doubt. So I really doubt if this new thought process which is being made into a thought process, to be honest, is anyway sustainable for the future of the universe. The reality is that yes, things are more expensive. अगर आप 4 generations की बात करते हैं उमर, yes of course home ownership 3 generations ago was much easier because the affordability factor was there. Yeah, I remember if my father telling me जब मैं पैदा हुआ था और जो आपको बकरा ज़िबा करना होता है उसके अंदर वो आपको उसकी 250 रुपए के अंदर 2 बकरे कटे थे घर में आके, और वो दोनों बकरों की कॉस्ट और कसाई की कॉस्ट भी 250 रुपए थी, पूरे पूरे बकरे. And now if you look at 250 रुपए के अंदर किलो भी नहीं आएगा. So I think the affordability factor probably might have shifted the thought process, but the core fundamentals of global business will not change. Technology or the new thought process of Generation Z will support further business growth and probably have more inclusion, but the core fundamentals of the world order cannot shift, and it will not shift in 1 generation or 2. It will not happen in our or our children's lifetime. This is my thought process.
Yeah, thank you very much. And we have another mentor who just joined us, Mr. Abid Beli. So I would like Mr. Abid to just very quickly introduce themselves, because I just saw a message in the chat that he has to leave, or I don't know. Abid Saab, can you please give a brief intro about yourself and your experience in the previous cohort as well?
अस्सलाम वालेकुम तमाम दोस्तों को, और मेरा बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया कि आपने इनवाइट किया, और मैं बहुत माजरत ख्वाह हूँ. मेरी बेसिकली आज एक अर्जेंट मीटिंग आ गई थी और मैं अभी ऑन द वे हूँ वहाँ जाने के लिए. तो आपका व्हाट्सएप मैसेज मैंने पढ़ा तो मैंने कहा बुरा लगता है, एटलीस्ट मैं हाजिरी लगा दूँ, अटेंडेंस लगा दूँ, जैसे आजकल बच्चे लगा देते हैं ना अटेंडेंस और फिर सो जाते हैं.
सही.
तो मेरा इंट्रोडक्शन तो खैर बस बहुत मामूली सा है जी. छोटे मोटे काम किए हुए हैं और अल्लाह ताला ने इज्जत दी हुई है. और ई कॉमर्स की अगर आप बात करें तो अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह bellycity.com के नाम से 2001 से 2010, जो कि पाकिस्तान की पहली और दुनिया की 22वीं कंपनी थी, तो 10 साल का एक पीरियड उसको चलाया पाकिस्तान में सक्सेसफुली और दुबई में. दूसरा अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह एक और वेंचर था आई स्मार्ट फिल्म्स के नाम से, जो कि है अभी एशिया का पहला स्मार्टफोन फिल्म फेस्टिवल करवाया था, और दुनिया की जो है वो 9th कंपनी है आई स्मार्ट फिल्म्स, जो स्मार्टफोन फिल्म मेकिंग और जर्नलिज्म पर काम कर रही है. करंटली जो है वो मैं एक कोवर्किंग स्पेस रन कर रहा हूँ थ्राइविंग स्पेस के नाम से, जो तारिक रोड पर है, तारिक सेंटर में. तो बस ये छोटा सा मेरा इंट्रोडक्शन है जनाब.
How was your experience with the last semester, last cohort?
बहुत अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस था और टीम्स बहुत ज़बरदस्त थी. मुझे जो फाउंडर इंस्टीट्यूट की एक चीज़ अच्छी लगी वो ये कि तमाम टीम्स पर्सनली जाके और मेंटोर से मिलने का जो इस इंस्टीट्यूट में है सेटअप. अदरवाइज बाकी में भी स्टार्टअप कॉम्पिटिशन्स होते हैं, उसमें बस जो इवेंट में हो गया, उसके बाद अगर कोई कांटेक्ट करेगा फेसबुक या सोशल मीडिया पर तो ठीक है, अदरवाइज तो कोई कांटेक्ट नहीं होता वहाँ सिवाय इसके कि नेक्स्ट सेशन हो. बट फाउंडर इंस्टीट्यूट की जितनी भी माशाल्लाह टीम्स थी, उसमें से बहुत सारी टीम्स मेरे ऑफिस आई, उन्होंने पर्सनली जो है वो 1-to-1 सेशंस किए. तो ये सब ऑब्वियसली आपकी ट्रेनिंग ही थी, तो ये अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस था, मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगा ये.
Yeah, definitely we do encourage office hours as well, and इस दफा शायद physically आके मिलने का possible ना हो सके, but ये कि definitely online बहुत सारी meetings होंगी. And just to add that we have participants from other countries as well in this cohort. Like we have Malik who is here. He's from Chennai, and we have other participants from UAE and other countries as well. So उस case में definitely online sessions work करेंगे, but definitely during the sessions we will have international exposure. Everyone would be sharing their own country experiences, so that will add value to all the founders. And as Abid Beli just mentioned, this is for the founders, that he has a co-working space. So all those from Pakistan and especially Karachi who would like to avail this facility, definitely Mr. Abid Beli is going to facilitate you.
बिल्कुल, obviously. जज़ाकल्लाह.
जी.
और कुछ है, और कोई क्वेश्चन है तो बता दीजिए.
Any specific questions from Mr. Abid? Otherwise he will have to leave. अगर किसी का कोई क्वेश्चन हो फाउंडर का तो. आई थिंक वो वंस सेशन स्टार्ट होंगे ना तो फिर धड़ाधड़ क्वेश्चंस आएंगे
इंशाल्लाह।
इंशाल्लाह। सो थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर ज्वाइनिंग, अटेंडेंस के लिए। इंट्रोडक्शन हो गई, अच्छा हुआ फाउंडर्स के साथ। सो उमर, over to you. Anything that you would like to add, or anything you would like to say?
मैं जी बिल्कुल बस सिर्फ ये कहना चाहूँगा कि तमाम सेशंस में मैं अपनी अटेंडेंस 100% रखूँगा और जो भी मैं सिखा सका अपनी टीम्स को, और कोई भी इनके क्वेश्चंस हुए जो मैं आंसर कर सका तो ज़रूर मैं पूरी कोशिश करूँगा।
ज़रूर, इंशाल्लाह। We're looking forward to it. Thank you. Ji, Umar, would you like to add something? Umar, your mic is muted.
Yes, I know. I unfortunately had to change places within the house. So,
okay.
you know.
Yeah, we saw you walking.
Yeah, this is also part of the new normal. There's nothing that you can do. You know, when you have to move, then you have to move. What I would request, as I always do, is if everyone can switch on their camera for 2 minutes so I can take a selfie.
Yeah.
सर स्क्रीनशॉट ले लें, बेहतर होगा।
यार मैं आपको असल में अपना कैमरा फोन केस दिखाना चाह रहा था।
मैं बोलना नहीं चाह रहा था वैसे।
My son has started a new business in which he's doing personalized phone cases and phone accessories, and so you know he's been kind enough to do a phone case for me, so that's why.
उमर आपने दिखाया नहीं, आपने बता भी दिया। मतलब
यार अब देखे ना, इतनी अच्छी क्वालिटी प्रिंटिंग, ये वो फलाना। आप लोगों को अगर अपने ऑफिसेस वगैरह से दिखवाना हो तो प्लीज बताइएगा जरूर।
आपने सही बिजनेस डेवलपमेंट सीखी है सर, ये मार्केटिंग होती है।
क्या सीखूंगा, आप
लोग ऊपर से मार्केटिंग तो हम लोग भी सीखते हैं, बस वो सिखाते जरा कम, हाथ कम आते हैं।
No, so I actually have an entrepreneur in residence in my residence. So, you know, it's nice. Anyway, I think this has been a really good session. I'm looking forward to a very interactive and I think very interesting cohort with the international participants that we have. And I'm looking forward to the usual high levels of support from our mentors and from our advisors. And, you know, we're going to be kicking off very soon. And I look forward to seeing all of you in person when possible. Otherwise, on this forum, whenever we can.
Definitely. Thank you. So I hope there are no further questions and we can end this session.
Can we share the LinkedIn?
Yeah.
Can we someone?
I'll be sharing this video on LinkedIn and on YouTube as well. And I'm holding up my Spock greeting, the universal greeting for live long and prosper. And actually we have Zeeshan. Oh my God, Zeeshan is joining us now. What do we do? Should we admit him?
Yeah, let's admit him. Zeeshan Aftab is also one of our mentors, and so let's see what Zeeshan has to say. Last few words.
Yeah.
I think Malli was asking about all of us sharing their LinkedIn profile. Is that what you were asking?
Yes, on the chat, if we can share so that we'll connect back on the LinkedIn.
So I would request all the mentors if we can share their LinkedIn profiles in the chat so that we can get connected. Assalamu alaikum, Zeeshan Saab.
जी वालेकुम सलाम, कैसी हैं आप?
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह, आप सुनाएं? बैकग्राउंड तो बड़े मजे का है, ग्रीन एंड अच्छा। हम असल में सेशन एंड करने वाले थे, आप बिल्कुल सही टाइम पे आए हैं। एंड हम जो है वो हमने कहा कि ज़ीशान साहब आ गए तो उनसे बात किए बगैर जाना अच्छा नहीं है, तो हमने सारे मेंटोर से रिक्वेस्ट की थी कि वो थोड़ा थोड़ा अपना बैकग्राउंड बता दें एंड और आपका जो लास्ट सेम कोहोर्ट का कुछ एक्सपीरियंस आप थोड़ा सा शेयर कर दें और मैं आपको ये भी बता दूं, हम सारे mentors को जो join कर रहे हैं, बार-बार ये चीज repeat कर रही हूँ, since we are having this online cohort this semester, so the best part is that we have founders not from Karachi but from other countries as well. So अभी इस वक्त हमारे पास एक मौजूद है as a founder, and he's from Chennai, and you will see more founders from as we will start the cohort as well. So I think it's a very good experience we are going to have. So over to you, a little brief intro about yourself, और फिर end में आप अपना LinkedIn profile please उसमें chat में डाल दीजिएगा so that the founders can get connected.
Sure, thank you, Eram, and sorry for being late. Actually, I had a class I'm teaching a course fast as well, so I just got. I just thought, so my name is Zeeshan Aftab. I'm one of the co-founders of a company called 10 Pearls. We are a product development technology company, and we help entrepreneurs and organizations build products and as well as technology solutions. We have been in industry for the last 16 years, so I work very closely with startups, with funded organizations, with established companies in their with the product managers to develop the new applications. We have also invested in some startups both in Pakistan as well as in US. And I thought of becoming a part of I was invited by Eram to become a part of Founder Institute last year. I think the experience was really good. I not only I was able to give back. So one of our mission is to sort of give back. The reason I'm teaching a course at is also to give back to the sort of I saw that there are many students or people who want to do a startup, want to create something, but they don't have mentorship and guidance, and at this level it may seem a little late. So that's why I wanted to sort of go at the classroom level and tell them there what they need to do. So one of our mission is to give back as well. So with this the Founder Institute, I was able to give back last year. I think I was able to attend 2 sessions and I was able to give whatever I know to the people, and मुझे ये नहीं पता कि कितना लोगों ने जो है उसको implement किया अपने पास, but at least my part was sort of I was satisfied कि मैंने कुछ किया है. This year again, I'm looking forward to sort of support any way possible. I can guide people on multiple things during the startup phase. Looking for identification of opportunities, maybe product development, go to market strategy, etc. Yeah, and funding as well. So I have the experience, and I'm looking forward to sort of working with you all and giving back.
Gee, thank you, Zeeshan Saab. Yes, definitely. Last semester went very well, and your input also was very much appreciated by many, almost all the founders. So, and we look forward to the similar enthusiasm and input from all the mentors in this cohort as well. So, Umar, back to you.
Well, I honestly, I think this has been a great session, and the objective was to get the mentors and the founders to kind of break the ice, to get to know each other. I think that objective has been achieved, and I'm really looking forward to posting this video and tagging each and everyone here so that you guys can please share it out as well and let people know that this is our first international / global cohort being funded, being run from Karachi. So we look forward to your support. And mentors, thank you again in advance for your time and for your energy and your passion to help founders on their journeys. And founders, I wish you really all the very best in your journey ahead. This is literally going to change your life. Literally going to change your life, inshallah.
Inshallah, inshallah.
On that note, again, live long and prosper.
Thank you very much.
We'll see you next time.
Okay, Allah Hafiz.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.